If you want to be an entrepreneur and live the dream life, it's not about grinding forever. Like, you want to have a grind phase in your life, but at some point after working for some years, you want to be able to work only if you want to.
You don't have a business if you continuously don't feed your pipeline of prospecting every single day.
Welcome back, guys. Today, I'm going to show you one of the most exciting, yet the most stressful event that I had to cover in 2025, which was called Elevate, an event that was happening over the span of 3 days. And throughout those 3 days, 2 recaps had to be done, ready to be displayed on the next morning, which were the 2 first days. Let's watch it.
Some of you guys, when you're alone and no one's around you, you can't turn on that motivational YouTube video. What are you saying to you? Every one of you in this room, would you agree that there's another level that you guys can take care of yourself, yes or no? Yes. Sacrifice for what you want, or what you want becomes a sacrifice. You know that team that I'm trying to tell you guys that you need to hire? That team? You don't get out there by running an ad on Indeed or posting on social media, we're hiring people. You do it by fixing your life and changing your life that is undeniable, that you're living a way that other people want to live, and they say, I'm going to work with that guy. I have to. What are the difference in these great freaking people and great companies? It'll always be the leader. It'll be the driver of every company. And your goal as the driver of the company is to build everyone else in that company to be a driver. Self-driven people, they are made, they're not born. You don't just wake up and go, man, I want a big life. Someone says, dude, I see something in you.
All right, so that was the first day, which was happening from 5 p.m. until almost midnight, I would say. And it was a private dinner with all the VIPs. There was the main speaker, like Andy Elliott, Daniel G, Shapiro, and all the VIP ticket buyers, which were mostly business owners. So imagine that I was back home at 1 a.m. editing this video, ready to be displayed at 8 a.m. the next morning. It took me between 4 to 5 hours, and I slept only 50 minutes until the next morning. So as you guys may have noticed, there was a bunch of little issues with this video. Mistake number one that I hate that happened and I couldn't really control it is the audio. And that mistake came from the lack of clarity on the planning. And when Andy Elliott started to speak to all the guests, I mean, he already started and we were not ready at all to have a proper mic on him. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I took a risk on this moment. I saw another videographer, which I know, that had a Rode mic, like a shotgun Rode mic on his camera, and he was pretty close to Andy Elliott. So I told myself, you know what? He's filming him and he's filming the whole speech. My crew was not there to film the whole speech. My crew was there to film the event itself, to do a recap. So to me, it was clear that I'm gonna use this guy's audio, and I made sure to communicate with him so that at the end of the event, around 10 p.m., 11 p.m., he gave me the footage of that moment when he started to speak to the audience, because I knew that this moment would be kind of the core of the messaging of the recap video. The thing is, when I went back home and I was working on the video, I realized that the audio was so echoey and I had no energy and no time to optimize that, and it gave that result. And I was not proud. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't proud, but I had no choice. So that's why in the video, I added some text in some moments because I knew the audio was really not good. So I had to put some text to make it look like, oh, it's still clear even though you don't hear properly what he's saying. But apart from that, most of the scenes, like 90% of the scenes, were filmed by my team. I was pretty satisfied. Like, this was really well done. The only time that I had to get the camera was the drone. All the drone footage was shot by me, and some very specific shots. I'm very specific when I take the camera during those events because my mind is already spread across the whole team, and I'm trying to manage and make sure that everyone is good, all equipment is good. I'm trying to know like what's gonna happen after. So my mind is really everywhere, but when I get the chance to have specific movement, I'll get it like this. Even if the audio was not that great, I'm kind of satisfied of what the messaging was. It still kind of made it clear in a sense. And it was really just to tease the 2 other days after. So it didn't need to be too crazy and too deep. And when it comes to visuals, I was really satisfied with most of the shots. The only shots that I was kind of like disappointed and I couldn't really save it was the drone shots, because the sun was going down so fast. I had to run to the rooftop, get that drone out, get a lot of shots as much as I could. And this was the result. It didn't have enough colors. It was too dark, so it was getting grainy. And yeah, I don't know, the sun was not hitting the right way when I got the drone out. Another thing that I was like, now that I watch it, is the text. Like this text here makes sense, it's a title, but it's still like so crowded with the decoration, but I had no other way to put the text, so I've let it like that. When the messaging of Andy Elliott started to appear, this one made sense to me, but this one did not make sense to me. It was like, it's basically the display of my text. I don't understand why I did that. I guess when you're editing at like 4 a.m., your mind is not all there. There's basically 2 lines with the first sentence, and then there's 1 line for the 2 parts. It's like divided in 2 parts for the text. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. That was the first day. Now let's check the second day.
I hope you guys are ready, because what I'm about to share with you today is my life's
This one, I put
All
a
it
lot more
takes
love.
is one guy, one contact, one person doing it, and it's like a mindset shift.
What time is it, guys? What time is it? What time is it?
I will tell some of you in here what no one is willing to tell you. Start taking better care of yourself.
The reason most of us started business in the first place was for one word, and it was freedom.
Ah oui, t'as pas assez de portes. Arrête tes vidéos. T'es pas bon. T'as rien que 15 portes. T'es trop jeune. T'as été chanceux.
Leaders make leaders. I'm not in this room to make any followers.
Vous êtes des humains. Je comprends qu'on va être une machine, mais ce qui arrive d'une machine, c'est qu'à un moment donné, il y a un glitch, puis après.
My favorite shot.
They say that 80% effort gets you 80% results. 100% effort gets you 1000% results. Why? Because that last 20%, nobody does it.
Celui qui contrôle le capital contrôle la game.
The question you need to ask yourself is how can you make yourself more findable for the people who need your service?
All right. Day 1 was definitely a better quality of the video. I had more sleep after, but I still had to edit the video before sleeping. So first day was at another location, the main location of the event, and I'm gonna show you guys the plan, how it looked. So when we enter the room, the place, we enter from a corridor that's all the way over there. We don't see it in the plan. Then we come in, and then this is all the chairs. There's like 1,420 spot. And then this is the VIP section. And then right here is the stage. My team, we were placed right there, and we had full view of the scene and what was going on in the event. That's one of the most important thing when you do a recap of an event, is whoever the editor is, in this case it's me, has to be there and has to monitor and watch what's going on and register, like pay attention. As soon as we change SD cards from cameras, they have to be emptied in the computer, and the editor has to already place them and run the Premiere on the file, so the initialization is done. The editor can already filter out the things that he wants, the things that he doesn't want. We had to bring all the gear, prep the setup, our desk, all the battery setup, all the communication, revise our planning. And throughout the day, I had to coordinate with the whole team to make sure that we get all the shots and everyone has whatever they need to accomplish their task. And I was doing this while filtering the content that was produced and filmed throughout the day. In this plan, I dispatched one videographer that would cover this whole area, and one videographer that would cover the front all the time, and another one in the back that would follow the speakers. As soon as they come in the back room, they would have to film the preparation of the speaker, the mic setup and everything. As soon as the speaker gets on stage, the videographer that's in the back has to follow him and do like a pan from the back. At the same time, the other videographer in the front had to do a pan from the front. The reason why I always do that through any event is to make sure that whatever angle that we have at least 2 angles of the speaker getting on stage. Because if you only have one videographer, let's say that one videographer messed it up, or I don't know, there's an accident, you're done with the footage. Like, you cannot use that footage, and the speaker, especially in this event, the speakers only come once. Well, if you fail, you don't have any other entrance of the speaker. So on day 1, obviously we started the day earlier, so we had more sunlight. So my drone shots were amazing, and I had more time to actually play with it and make sure that I would capture the nicest shots as I could of the entrance. And if you remember the plan, I have basically 3 videographers, but we also had a 4th videographer that was kind of like the wild beast of our crew. He was a friend of mine, my man Taha, and he like offered himself for free throughout the 2 days to film with us. All those videographers are on gimbals to make sure we have those nice aesthetic and smooth shots. But the 4th videographer, Taha, he was filming on a handheld. I told him straight up, I don't have shot list for you, but what I want is something really creative. Play with the shutter speed, play with the movement, be aggressive, and have fun. That's why one of my favorite shots is actually when the guys are banging on the tambourine or whatever the name of it. This shot right here. This was done on a lower shutter speed. It's my favorite because it gives like more intensity in the moment. So another thing that we had more is the whole conference was recorded on live by another crew. I forgot the name of them, TK and L. This crew was mostly on stationary cameras, those big ones with like the huge lens, and all they were doing is recording the conference. By the end of each period, which is dinner and the end of the day, I would get the footage from them. And that was so much easier for me because I did not need to record anything in terms of sound. That's why the speeches in this video are way more clear, because it was not recorded on the last minute thing. It was planned. It was the whole sound system that like there was a whole crew for the sound. There was a whole crew for the cameras, and there was also a DJ. So all of this was taken care of for us, and all I had to do was the visual. So on this recap video, honestly, I don't have a lot to say. It was just pretty well filmed, I would say. My crew did an amazing job. I also did an amazing job with the drone shot. When the car came in, it was not even planned. I didn't know the cars were coming in. It just so happened that they came in the minute that I was with my drone outside. I was actually gonna land the drone and go for lunch, but then I saw those cars coming in and I was like, wait, I need to fly back. So I took off the drone again and started filming. My only honest ick of this video was the lack of time. Obviously, since this video had to be ready for day 2 to be displayed on the big screen, I still had not enough time to filter all the content. Especially on day 1, there was a lot of little misunderstandings, a lot of fuck-ups. 2 guys that were filming one of our clients were actually 2 hours late. There was so many little things that we had to take care of, and I had to focus on it that I didn't have enough time to filter content throughout the day. And when it came to having to do the full-on edit, well, I was still doing the filtering as I was editing. And at some point I had to give up on filtering and just pinpoint footage that I think are good and just put it on my timeline and start editing to finish as fast as possible. Because mind you, we finished at 6 p.m. and I think I was back home at around 8, but I still finished the editing around 1 a.m. I think because when I came back home, I had to take a small nap. I think I took like an 45-minute nap or a 1-hour nap because I was really like starting to feel not really good. By the way, the client didn't have any comments or feedback to give. It was just good job, let's go, good job. So, you know, that was pretty good. So that was the 2 smaller recap that had to be done the day of. But now I'm gonna show you guys the main recap.
How great could you be if you went all in?
C'est quoi votre intention pour aujourd'hui? Why did you come here?
Today is about taking action. You're all working hard to become something different, or to become better and more focused on what you do.
Turn off the music! We don't got time! We gotta get to work!
That scene,
So we're living through one of the biggest changes in our
felt like a
industry.
movie.
It's not just technology that's advancing, it's literally the way of working that's changing under your feet. A lot of us start in business and we end up becoming a slave to our own business.
They say that 80% effort gets you 80% results.
Have to put the crew.
100% effort gets you 1000% results. Why? Because that last 20%, nobody does it. This event is that last 20%.
Le branding, là, c'est l'identité corporative basée sur votre identité personnelle. Si tu crées un branding que tu ne connais pas, ben, ça risque d'être assez bâche.
La vente la plus facile que tu feras, c'est celle où la majorité
Those
du
scenes were done by
travail est
me.
déjà fait avant la rencontre.
Des gens qui ont de la misère avec leur business parce qu'ils essayent constamment de convaincre du monde qui veulent rien savoir de leurs produits ou services que ça pourrait les aider.
People are sick of deadbeat managers. If you don't lead yourself, no one else will want to be led by you.
T'es trop vieux pour ça, t'es trop jeune, il y a toujours une excuse.
But it's the failure that creates the clarity that teaches you to go to the next level.
Nobody gives a shit what you did yesterday. Just show up and go do it again. Even if you win, even if you lose, your losses and your wins are inside of your own head.
I really love Daniel G, the way he
Surround
speaks.
yourself like des fucking winners.
How many of you guys are in sales?
À quel point c'est beau quand tu prends le temps de réaliser c'est quoi l'entrepreneuriat. T'aides les gens à obtenir ce qu'ils veulent.
Sois une personne d'abondance dans tout, dans tes amitiés, dans ton argent, dans tes valeurs.
If you want to be an entrepreneur
This
and
is
live the
where
dream life, it's
momentum
not about
builds up.
grinding forever. Like you want to have a grind phase in your life, but at some point after working for some years, you want to be able to work only if you want to.
You don't have a business if you continuously don't feed your pipeline of prospecting every single day.
What time is it, guys? What time is it? What time is it?
Let's go, everybody! I will outwork you. I will outrun you. I will outpace you.
A leader is an identity.
Yeah,
There
the
isn't
music on
one
this.
place I go that the leader isn't present.
music
You know what
gives me
that's
chills.
called? Moral authority.
L'argent est partout. Il est juste bloqué dans les comptes des autres. La personne qui sait comment débloquer devient libre.
Il y en a qui vont dire, ouais, mais de l'ego, on en a besoin. Non, tu as besoin d'ambition. Tu as besoin de self-love.
Don't be afraid to take an unfamiliar path.
You're one choice away.
And it's like a mindset shift.
Les gens aujourd'hui ont de la difficulté à faire confiance à des institutions. Les gens veulent faire confiance à des humains.
The question is, will you go after the life that you guys know you can live, or one day will somebody show you the unlived life?
Those who win are never those who wait, they're the ones who adapt. Today it's your turn.
That last part with the music, it really gave me chills. Like, it'll never stop giving me chills. And it's crazy because I'm rewatching the video now, and I'm just like, there's so many moments where it's not even enough intense for me. Like, I would want it even more intense. But at the same time, the event was not that intense, in full honesty. That's the beauty and the magic of video editing and having a whole crew, obviously. I would never be able to do that if I were alone. That's one thing that I want to put out there for everyone to understand. To have those kind of like a variety of shots, you need to have a crew. It's not going to be only you as one solo videographer. I used to think that I could land those kind of event and simply shoot it on my own, but in full honesty, you need a whole crew. And we were 4 videographers, then sometimes me, like 5. We were about like 8 people working on this event. One of the things that limits me the most when it comes to production is always the deadline and the budget. The more you scratch the budget, the more limited I become. The tighter the deadline, the more I have to cut corners. And in this video, if you guys didn't notice, there was absolutely no text. The only text that I've put was the subtitles, but there was not even a title. Anyone that was watching this could be confused in a sense, but at the same time, you kind of know it's an event coming. It's just that it would have been better if I put some titles saying like Elevate 2025 and then like Mastermind Dinner and then Day 1, Day 2. That would have been a little better. And I should have done that, but the deadline was so tight that the first deadline, I had to push it a few days later because I did not have enough time to complete all of these. It's only a 3.5-minute video and there was so many shots playing out, especially in the most intense one when it starts to pile up and give more intensity. That requires a lot of filtering, a lot of checking each segment and make sure that it's the one you want, you know? So that's the thing with editing. You can cut corners, but there's limits to it. At the end of the day, we're humans and there's no computers or AI that can do that kind of level of editing and selection of specific footage like a human can do. It will always take time. Like I doubt that a robot will ever be able to replace that. Maybe I'll be wrong, but so far we're far from that. Like AI right now is straight up garbage if you don't know what you're doing or what you're talking about. So to accomplish this whole video, not only I had the plan right here, we also had a mood board. The whole event is inspired like the style, and that's in most of those events, I always replicate that same style because I think it's the best ever created, unless I create my own best version of it. So far the reference is this. Every time we're having an event like this, I'm trying to beat it. So the reference was Photo Hacking Live, made by Russell Brunson. Really crazy event. They actually did the last one in 2025 and I was so lucky to be there in Las Vegas with Gwen, Gael, and Emil. Then I also took some other footage from another agency that worked with the same client for the same event, but it was like more of like a vlog style for a specific speaker. I took some of his shots as a reference for the drone shot because I thought they were really well done. Like, I don't know which drone he was using, but that was really, really good. So not only I did the mood board, but I also did, I already selected, I made the research and selection of music ahead. That's gonna make the whole difference. Just the mood board itself makes a difference because you already get what kind of vibe you want. The intensity, you wanna have like explosiveness, you want it to be more corporate or calm. Me, in my case, I like explosiveness, I like intensity. And then music selection, I can make you guys listen to it. If I'm correct, that was the first day at the mastermind. Yeah, so that was the mastermind. And that was in the main recap, which the main recap had to have 3 songs in it. At first, it was supposed to be only 2 songs, but then as I was editing, I realized that it was not enough and the momentum was kind of getting repetitive. So I had to change the flow, and that's why I made the whole like stop and get back to a momentum. The mood board was done at last, but now I'm like going backwards. So before the mood board, what I did is a storyboard. And the storyboard is mostly for me. And what I like to do is I don't need a full-on storyboard like a movie where it's from start to finish. All I need is the beginning. How the beginning will start and everything else will flow on its own. When I'm in my creative flow, I just go. And I don't need a whole plan. I don't even follow the plan anymore. But the beginning is still important for me because it gives me the track, the pathway that I need to go and follow. So the intro has to have drone shot and then empty rooms of the conference place. I knew I wanted to have a voiceover of a speaker right away at the intro and then have some nice establishing shots of both the city, but also the event place, the conference. And then we would start displaying some of the speakers in slow-mo, close-up shots, stuff like that. It probably passed a little too fast for you guys to notice it, but there was a lot of overlays from the setup, the lighting setup of the scene I used as a transition effect. And once again with Taha, that was very creative. He did a lot of low shutter, fast movement, and that was helping me create those transition. Oh my God, I can't speak anymore. Those transition thanks to Taha, because if everyone was filming only on gimbal, it would be just too stable, too clean. It would become too repetitive, but with Taha, it made the scene like flow with intensity, and I had effects, I had basically assets with his shots, like close-up shots, the setup of the room, decoration, etc. People coming in. I don't know if you guys remember in the recap, we see a shot where we see like silhouettes walking towards a long corridor. Pretty much the same thing. I continued the story from the climax all the way to the fallout, but kind of stopped looking at the plan after that. I was so into it, and I always follow that same structure when it comes to recap videos, that I knew that this was going to be the structure anyway. There was one thing that I would say that didn't go through the way I wanted, is I wanted more steady, very tight shot of the audience watching, listening, or reacting. But one thing with this event is the Quebec crowd, Canadian crowd, I would say, is very like monotone. It's like they're watching the thing, it's like they're taking notes, and it's kind of boring. The crowd is not energized and explosive like in the US. In the US, people are emotional, people are reactive. So I couldn't get crazy shots where people are crying and like screaming with their hands in the air. Then following that, the shot list. So a very clear and simple type of shots. It's not all the shots that I wanted, but it's mostly like what I'm expecting from you as a cameraman to film the event. So for example, here, Gael and Taha, Charles was in front of the stage. So he was the cameraman, always doing the front entrance, and then the shots following the speaker. Samuel, he was in the back room and then following the speaker doing the entrance. And I even put like videos just to show a reference of what I wanted. Close-ups, those were actually Taha. So Taha's shots were more like this, close-up, the intensity, transition with the lighting, and then establishing shot, that was mostly for me. I did most of these shots with the drone and the Osmo. That's one thing that people don't realize is we haven't managed to get an event that had the budget for a crane. So what we do to have those aerial shots, because we're not allowed to have drones here in Quebec, it's like illegal. I think in the US too, it's too dangerous. There's been an accident like this before. So what we do is we use a Osmo Pocket 3, which the camera is basically like a drone, and we put it on top of a monopod, which is retractable and very long, and then we put it in the air and we just start filming. It's very basic, but you can control the Osmo with your phone. So it's like a drone and you can manipulate, play with it. You can control where the focus will be. So it's very, very useful, very practical. It's pretty fun. Everything is pre-selected in advance, and this is what makes the editing process way easier. When you don't have to research the stuff beforehand, it's already there. You just have to like plug and play. This is the best part. And I recommend to any filmmaker that works with an editor, or you are the editor, the assets of your editing needs to be all prepared in advance. Music, sound effects, overlays, visual effects, text, anything that doesn't require you to film it in person throughout the shoot, prepare it in advance. Build that structure, because you don't want to be editing and in the middle of your process, you have to jump out of the editing software and start looking for a new song, new sound effect. Oh, I'm missing this piece. It makes the process longer and repetitive, and it builds this creative fatigue that you don't want to have as an editor or for your editor, because we're humans at the end of the day.